quiet mountain, a young seeker arrives with 4 questions that have troubled humanity for centuries. Today, an ancient master will answer them.
Master, everywhere I look, people are searching for peace. They work harder than ever, they earn more than ever, and they enjoy more comforts than any generation before them. Yet anxiety seems to grow, instead of disappear. Even when they sit in silence, their minds refuse to become quiet. They worry about money they haven't lost, relationships that haven't ended, and futures that haven't even arrived. Why does the modern mind seem unable to experience the peace it longs for? Have we truly lost something, or have we simply forgotten where to look?
You say people are searching for peace, but tell me, have you ever seen someone find a river by running away from water?
Peace cannot be discovered through the same restless movement that created the restlessness. Imagine a pond after a storm. If you step into it again and again, hoping to make the water still, you only create more ripples. The modern mind does the same. It believes every anxious thought deserves another thought in response. It mistakes mental activity for wisdom. But the sky never argues with the passing clouds. It simply allows them to pass. Your thoughts are like those clouds. Anxiety is not proof that something is wrong with your life. Often it is proof that you have begun believing every story your mind invents. You ask why people have lost peace. I would ask a different question. When did they begin believing that peace could be found somewhere other than the present moment? The tree does not worry about next spring while drinking today's rain. The mountain does not compare itself with another mountain. Nature never hurries, yet everything unfolds. Human beings have become strangers to this rhythm. They carry tomorrow on their backs while still standing in today. Then they wonder why they feel so heavy. Peace has never abandoned humanity. Humanity has simply become too busy chasing everything except peace.
If I follow your words, should I stop striving? Many people watching us would say, that sounds beautiful, but I have bills to pay, children to raise, and dreams to pursue. We live in a world that rewards speed, competition, and constant achievement. If we slow down, someone else takes our place. If we stop chasing success, we may lose opportunities that never return. Isn't ambition necessary? Isn't pressure simply the price of building a meaningful life? How can a person remain peaceful without becoming passive? And if success isn't the answer, why does every human heart continue running after it?
There is nothing wrong with walking toward a destination. The suffering begins when you believe your worth arrives only after you reach it. Look at the bamboo. For years, it appears to do almost nothing above the ground. Yet beneath the earth, it quietly strengthens its roots. No one calls it a failure because it is unseen. Human beings, however, have forgotten how to value invisible growth. They measure themselves only by visible achievements. They ask, how much have I earned? How many people admire me? How far ahead am I? Rarely do they ask, has my heart become lighter? Have I become kinder? Am I less afraid than I was yesterday? You see, ambition is like fire. A small fire warms a home and cooks a meal. An uncontrolled fire consumes the entire forest. The problem is not ambition, but attachment. Work with your whole heart, but do not hand your peace to the result. Plant the seed because planting is your nature, not because you can command the rain. The river reaches the ocean not by struggling against every stone, but by flowing around them. Modern people have been taught that force creates greatness. Nature teaches something quieter. What bends often survives, and what refuses to bend often breaks. Success without inner balance becomes another form of poverty. A wealthy man who cannot sleep peacefully owns many things, yet possesses very little. True abundance is not measured by what fills your hands, but by what no longer burdens your heart. When your work becomes an expression of who you are rather than proof of who you are, anxiety begins to lose its power. Then achievement becomes a celebration of life, not a desperate attempt to justify it.
I understand that attachment creates suffering. Yet there is another struggle I cannot escape. Even when I accomplish something meaningful, my mind immediately compares it with someone else's success. If my friend becomes wealthier, I feel behind. If another scholar earns more respect, I question my own path. Social status, recognition, influence, they quietly shape how we see ourselves. Why does comparison have such power over the human mind? And is it truly possible to live in this world without constantly measuring ourselves against others?
Have you ever watched a forest closely? The pine tree does not wish to become bamboo. The bamboo never envies the cherry blossom because it blooms in another season. Each fulfills its own nature without borrowing another's destiny. Yet human beings spend much of their lives trying to become someone else. Comparison begins the moment you forget your own path and start walking another person's. It whispers, your life is incomplete because it does not resemble theirs. But can one river judge another? One may rush through mountains, while another moves quietly across a valley. Both reach the sea, yet neither follows the other's course. The modern world has multiplied mirrors. Everywhere people look, they see reflections of other lives, other achievements, other victories. But a reflection is not reality. You compare your everyday life with another person's carefully displayed moments. You compare your hidden fears with their visible successes. This is like judging the depth of the ocean by watching only the waves. The deepest prison is not poverty or failure. It is the belief that your value depends on being greater than someone else. When your happiness requires another person to have less, you have unknowingly become their servant. Your peace is no longer your own. Instead, become curious about your own unfolding. Ask not, am I ahead of others? Ask, am I becoming more honest, more present, more compassionate than yesterday? These questions free the heart because they cannot be answered by comparison.
A flower never opens faster because another flower bloomed first. It opens when its season arrives. Your life also has its own season. Trust it. What belongs to you cannot be stolen by another's success, and what is not meant for you cannot be secured through envy. The moment you stop measuring your worth against the world, you discover that the world was never measuring you in the first place.
Master, if someone watching us feels completely trapped, not by chains, but by their own mind, they wake with anxiety. They carry stress throughout the day, and they fall asleep exhausted, without knowing why. They've tried books, success, relationships, even moments of escape, yet nothing brings lasting peace. If they asked you, where do I begin? What would you tell them? And if the whole world could hear only one message from you today, what would you want every human being to understand before it's too late?
I would not tell them to become someone new. I would invite them to stop running away from who they already are. The greatest burden is not the pain you carry, it is the endless effort to escape it. Sit quietly beside your own heart as you would sit beside an old friend who has suffered for many years. Do not rush to repair it. Listen to it. Much of your anxiety is not asking to be defeated. It is asking to be understood. People fear silence because in silence they finally meet themselves. Yet what they call emptiness is often the beginning of wisdom.
The valley appears empty, but because it is empty, it receives every stream. A cup is useful because of the space within it. Likewise, a peaceful mind is not one that is filled with answers, but one that has made room for life to unfold without constant resistance. Do not ask life to become easier before you become peaceful. Learn to remain present, whether the wind is gentle or strong. The oak that refuses every wind is uprooted. The reed that bends with the current survives the flood. Strength is not always found in resistance. Often, it is found in quiet acceptance. Peace has never been waiting at the end of your journey. It has been quietly walking beside you from the very beginning, hidden beneath the noise of your own thoughts. When you stop demanding that life move at your pace,
you begin to move with the rhythm of life itself. And in that moment, without struggle, without force, without becoming anyone else, you discover something the anxious mind could never imagine. Remember this also. The world has taught you to collect many things: wealth, praise, titles, possessions, followers. But it has rarely taught you the beauty of letting go. Every unnecessary desire is another weight upon the heart. Every unnecessary fear is another chain upon the mind.
Freedom is not gained by adding more to yourself. It is discovered by removing what never truly belonged to you. If I could leave one message for every person alive today, it would be this. Do not spend your life chasing peace as though it lives somewhere beyond the next achievement, the next relationship, or the next tomorrow. Peace has never been waiting at the end of your journey. It has been quietly walking beside you from the very beginning, hidden beneath the noise of your own thoughts. When you stop demanding that life move at your pace, you begin to move with the rhythm of life itself. And in that moment, without struggle, without force, without becoming anyone else, you discover something the anxious mind could never imagine. The peace you were searching for was never absent. It was only covered by the dust of constant seeking.